On April 15, 1912, something terrible happened that shocked the world. The huge ship called the RMS Titanic hit an iceberg in the cold North Atlantic Ocean and sank, killing more than 1,500 people. Out of everyone who made it out alive, about 705, a tiny baby girl was the youngest. She was only 2 months old. Her name was Eliza Gladys Millvina Dean, but everyone called her Millvina. She lived a long life and became the very last person who survived that night. This is her simple but amazing story, the youngest passenger on the Titanic and its final survivor. Millvina was born on February 2, 1912, in a small village called Branscombe in Devon, England. She was the second child of her parents, Bertram and Georgette Dean. Her dad Bertram was good at making furniture covers and wanted a better life. With their little boy, Bertram Jr., who was just 18 months old, the family got on the Titanic in Southampton on April 10, 1912. They were in third class, the cheapest tickets. Their ticket cost about £9, a lot of money back then for regular people. They were heading to Kansas City in America, where Bertram's brother lived. He hoped to start a new job there, away from the dirty factories in England. They had no idea that little Millvina's crib would one day stand for hope and survival. Millvina had only been alive for 9 weeks. To her parents, the Titanic felt like a fancy hotel on water, big stairs, bright lights, and the buzz of new adventures. Her mom Georgette said later that the trip was perfect at first. Baby Millvina just giggled in their simple room below deck, not knowing about the rich people upstairs. Around 11:40 p.m. on April 14, disaster struck. The ship scraped against a huge iceberg with a loud crunch. Fear spread fast, from the fancy rooms up top to the crowded ones down below. Bertram told his family to hurry to the lifeboats. The rule was, women and children first. Georgette held her son Bertram Jr. and baby Millvina, who was tucked into a sack like a package to keep her safe. They got into Lifeboat 10, one of the last ones to leave the side of the ship. It only had 45 people on it, floating off into the dark, freezing night. What about Bertram? He stayed to help others get on boats. As the front of the Titanic started sinking, he disappeared in the mess, gone forever at age 29. Georgette never saw him again. The next morning, another ship called the Carpathia picked them up. The Dean family was cold and scared, wrapped in borrowed clothes. Millvina's baby cries were the only sounds breaking the quiet. At 2 months old, she was the youngest to survive. Lucky for her, she was too little to remember any of it. No yelling, no breaking wood, no sad mom. But that night changed her life forever. The family's big dream of America ended with the ship. Stuck in New York with no money, Georgette sold her husband's gold watch and some drawings to pay for tickets home. They arrived back in Southampton on April 18, not with hope, but with nothing. Georgette, just 22 and now alone, raised her kids in a small house. Millvina grew up hearing stories about that night, tales of brave people and scary moments, but to her, the Titanic was like a spooky old story from books. As a kid, Millvina went to school in Wimbledon and was good at drawing and learning languages. The ship's shadow stayed with her family, though. She once said, "I'm glad I was too young to know what was happening." But life pulled her back to the sea in funny ways. In her teens, she sewed clothes for a job, then worked as a dance partner on ships, yes, more boats. Later, she became a secretary and then a mapmaker for the government, drawing Britain's quiet places with care. For many years, Millvina lived a normal life, and no one knew her secret. She got married once in 1963 to a man from Norway named Alfie, but they divorced. No kids. She never went to America, the place her dad wanted so bad. "What's the point now?" she'd joke. The fun's over. Things changed in the 1980s when explorers found the Titanic wreck on the ocean floor. At 70, Millvina stepped into the spotlight. People who loved Titanic stories found her. She gave talks at big meetings, was in TV shows, and signed tons of fake old menus. Her name sold for big money. In 1990, she sold her baby blanket from the ship for £30,000 to help pay for her care when she got old. "It's like everything came back around," she said. Good things happened. A road named after her in her hometown, chats with important people, and her name on a special wall in Belfast about the ship. All this time, Millvina stayed real, funny, and smart. "I was too small to remember," she'd laugh, "but I've lived with the story my whole life." In 2008, even when she was weak, she went to her last big event, smiling and waving to fans who saw her as strong as the people who lived through it. On May 31, 2009, Millvina passed away quietly at 97 in a place called Ashurst, England, almost 100 years after that scary night. She was the last one left from the Titanic survivors, the final link to what happened. Now she's gone, but she leaves us something good, proof that even from the worst times, people can keep going. Millvina wasn't just someone who lived through it, she connected us all to that old story, reminding us that life keeps moving, just like the ocean.